And we're live. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're here. I see
Uh,
Vicki and Peggy and Cindy. Good morning, folks.
Candy and Barbara.
Hi, Candy. Hi, Barbara. How's everybody doing? Are y'all ready to do some art journaling this month?
I am.
Shell has a challenge this month, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So we are gonna be cooking here.
So today we're going to show you our journals that we're making to do the challenge, and then also I believe we're making the first page today. Today's prompt is feather. If you guys didn't get it yet, for those of you who are just figuring out that there's a challenge starting today, the prompt list is in the Facebook group Art Joy of Sharing. You can go over there and join, ask to join, and then you'll be able to print it out. Also, I have a vlog on my channel from yesterday that has it, and I'm sure Peg has something on her channel too. So, and also it's on Instagram. I posted it on Instagram.
It's
So
everywhere. It's everywhere.
if you haven't got it yet, I think I posted it on Facebook too on my personal page. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's how we're doing it. Peg is hard at work already painting in her pages, but I haven't even got that far yet.
Well, I think I told you guys last time that I was going to be doing a book out of some junk that I'd gotten from a friend of mine when we were traveling. We'd gone to Myrtle Beach and I'd gotten these paint things. They were from 2017, so they're old, and they were books of color chips. And so what I've done is I've cut those books in half to make these pieces that I'm going to stitch into a book. And what I'm going to use for my cover is this is just a piece of, what do they call these things? Placemat from the dollar store. So, I have a whole dollar invested in my journal.
That's more than me.
What do you use, Shell?
What I have is all these things that keep coming in the mail for the primary. Most of them are negative, and I want to turn them into something positive, like this one said that, and they're a bad candidate, all this type of stuff. So, it's crazy. This stuff is crazy. These people need to stop. But I've cut them down already this morning to 6 inches by 8 inches. Just kind of taking the smaller ones and figuring out how big they are, and then trimming the larger ones. Some of them were so big that I've got 2 pages out of it. And then I also have for my covers just some, this was an envelope that was sent to me. You can see my name's on there. It's harder stuff. It's stuff. And I'm going to cover my covers with some prints that I printed at the art retreat because they're in a pile next to my desk. Therefore, I had them. I'm struggling finding time to even get anything out at this point. I will be traveling 18 days out of the 30 days of this challenge. So it's crazy. So I've already started, but this is the page I'm going to work on today. And then also, I'm just going to punch 2 holes, and I've made this little guide by measuring a 1/2 inch in and then 1.5 inches this way, and punch the holes. And then I'm just going to go through all these pages, stack a few of them up together, clip them. I have a new journal clip. Looks familiar? Yeah. Clip them and then use my punch. This one will punch through several holes. And then to attach them, I'm going to use these little things that I got to make rings out of my smaller stencils. It's like a little screwy thing, and you screw it together, and that's how I'm going to attach them. And I'm going to work on them loose leaf, and then attach them later. So that's my plan. And then I'll use gesso, or in a lot of cases, I collage over the background because it covers up all this nonsense a lot easier. So that's my plan. Looks
That
like
sounds
Peg
like a
has
good
gesso
plan.
for hers. You're gessoing most of yours, right?
No, I have a mixture of things. One of the things about when you're working in a journal like this is you don't want to work directly behind the last page that you did because the moisture is still in that paper. And so I flip to a different part of my journal when I work. Um, and so I'm just prepping some pages so that I've got some places to land. I'm doing an assortment of things. I have papers that I'm putting down. These are just some gel printed papers. I have paint that I'm putting down. I'm just using whatever I have to cover up that stuff that's on my book because, yeah, I want to cover it up. I want to make something that I'm going to work off of. So I want to say hi to the folks that are coming in. I see Fia has guests coming and they're going to be here any minute. And I hope, I hope you guys don't feel stressed about the holidays and all of that. I know we are all having things going on this month and we don't want to add to anybody's stress. This is supposed to be a relaxing thing. So if it's just, you got 15 minutes away from the chaos, from the shopping, from the making dinner for people, it's time to sit down and journal, guys. It's that relaxing time. So that's what we want to make this, is not to stress you out, but to make it fun and enjoyable.
Yes. And for a lot of people, and a couple people have commented on my channel, um, this activity, even if it's only 15 minutes a day, helps them with things like chronic pain. I have one person that visits my channel a lot, and it's a distraction. So even if this month is too crazy, you should probably develop this type of a practice in your daily life if you have any type of stressors or pains or things like that. It's just, that's what
Right.
we're trying to do, is encourage people to art journal. Art journaling isn't about making perfect art. Art journaling is about expressing your feelings and your creativity into something that maybe no one else will ever see. It might just be for you, or you might share it with your family, or you might pass it down to grandchildren, that keep it as a keepsake after you've gone, and they can kind of see a little bit about your life. That's what it's about. It's not supposed to stress you out. So
No.
hopefully it doesn't.
And that's why we do these things, is just to encourage you to find that time for yourself. You need me time. You need that time that's away from the chaos to do something that's just, sort of mindless. I mean, I can totally relate to people with pain. I have chronic illnesses myself. And yes, this for me is a real big stress reliever because I can just go to my space, forget about everybody else and what they're doing, and just relax and paint or draw or doodle or, whatever it is you like to do.
Yeah.
And
Also, if the prompt that we picked for the time that is that day doesn't appeal to you, you don't have to use the prompt.
right.
It's just a jumping off point to get your brain started and thinking about something. I
Yeah,
find them very, very useful, but other people aren't so much into the prompt thing. So
yeah, and some days I might look at a prompt and say, "Oh, that's really cool." And other days I say, "Oh, I'm not feeling it." Not feeling it.
you
And
could
that's
jump to a
okay.
different prompt and do a different day's prompt, or you could come up with your own thing.
Yeah. I mean, the prompts that we did, these we didn't pick these. These were randomly generated with one of those apps on my phone where it just comes up with a word and it's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll put that down."
Yeah, in previous years we've kind of we've done that ourselves by just brainstorming, and I say something, and we've done it like that way in the previous years, but this year's ones Peg just generated on her phone.
Yeah, so you can blame my phone.
Yeah, it's all her phone call. So this is what mine's going to end up looking like. I've punched holes. I've put the little ringy things, and then I have this thing I want to show you guys if I can find it. I forgot to grab it. And, I think it's just right over here. Somebody at the art retreat made these, and they're little like danglies. And when I'm done, I'm just gonna hook a dangly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it'll be just a fun little thing. So you can make one of these for your journal if you want. This one was made with handmade beads and charms and a shrink plastic at the end and some eyelash yarn. And this one was made with pom-poms and tassels.
Yeah,
so I'm going to use one of those on my thing. And then just like a little lobster claw thing. Jewelry finding that you can find it even Walmart or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is my page 1. It's already sneak peek. Sneak peek. It's already finished on the next page because Pick a Stick Challenge had to be done so that I could share my link. So tomorrow the videos come out for Pick a Stick Challenge. So this is my Pick a Stick page.
Yeah,
dang it, I made it upside down. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I did. Yes, I did. No, it's not upside down. Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna work on my covers first before I work on my page. So.
Let's see. This can go here.
Oh, I didn't punch my covers yet. Dang it. Punch my covers too.
So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Michelle and I actually met in person and with a bunch of other people about a week ago. We went to Myrtle Beach and had a great time just playing and relaxing. And so some of the things that you're going to see us using are things that we were creating while we were gone.
Yes, we met in real life, even though we've known each other for years.
Yeah. But that's the way it is. You know, on the internet, you get to know people that are in the art community, even though, you know, you may not have met them in person, but you share a lot of things. And so, you know, I have made really good friendships over the last few years just by creating and sharing. And, you know, people reach out, and that's the fun of it. So let's see.
I guess I didn't really need to
I've
punch
got
that.
pages drying. I have a mess on my table.
Imagine that, a mess on your table.
Ooh, mess on the table. Yeah.
Imagine 8 creative people in a condo. And then think about the mess on that table.
Oh boy.
Although people kept cleaning it up. There was some cleaner uppers. Peg being one of them. So it got cleaned up quite a bit. But.
Sorry to hear that. Peggy's got severe storms rolling into Alabama.
Oh dear. Be safe. If you have to get out of there, get out of there. Sometimes people don't leave when there's a storm thing. And then I worry. All right, I'm going to collage. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, we hope you're back in your craft room soon, Candy. Yeah, it's not fun when you, but yeah, I have my chair upstairs where I have junk sitting around. Never fear, I will have something that I will be working on. Kind of like this piece. I should probably cut that out. So, did you say you have your feather one already done?
No, my feather one's not. I have tomorrow's done for Pick a Stick. You do too, right?
Oh, yes, I do. I do. It's in one of these books somewhere.
Uh,
One of these books somewhere. Maybe when I sew it in, it'll flip through.
mhm. Yeah, I'm being very lazy. My art journal for last year's event was hand sewn and everything, and this one, punch some holes, put some thingies in it, and call it good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna sew mine in right away. I'm still debating about that. You know, because as you're prepping the pages, you really make a mess. And I might get one or two signatures in for you just so that you can see how that goes. But I may not finish the whole book today, just because I still want to prep some of those pages before I sew them in. I like to do the dry work later. You know, the wet stuff I like to let set for 24 hours. It helps because you don't kill your pens going over the top of stuff. You know, you got dry paint then, a dry page to work on. And, you know, I've killed enough pens in my lifetime.
Imagine that.
I have. Really have.
Shocking. You pen murderer. We've all done it. None of us can talk.
So I found this piece. I think somebody mailed this to me. I don't know. Maybe I made it. I don't remember. Somebody remembers mailing it to me. You know how it is. You get happy mail, you get your stuff, and it commingles, and then it's like, did I do that or did somebody else do that? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I got some cool new stamps when I went down to Ankeny. I went to an event right before I went to Myrtle Beach. I went to Stamp Joy, which is from Tailored Expressions, and they had some new stuff that I hadn't seen before. Mandalas and, you know, just different imagery than what I had seen in their line before. They do a lot of really cute things, but cute is not always what I do. So it was kind of refreshing to see another side to their line. Don't get me wrong, I do cute, just not all the time. Especially when I'm working on something for the grandkids, you know, you gotta have cute in your life, right?
Definitely. I don't have any grandchildren though, so
Yeah,
not yet. I imagine I will someday.
I bet you will someday.
But I can wait.
Hi, Sherry. Happy November is right.
Mhm.
Glad you could join us today. We are working
Yeah.
on our November challenge, which is hashtag Art Journal Habit 2018. And you've been around long enough, you've probably seen us do this before.
We have quite a crowd today.
That's great. That's great.
Some people coming in. That's good.
We
We
are
like to
glad
see.
you are here.
Yes.
You know what I should have done? If I was thinking, that would have been cool. Maybe I'll do that still. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will.
So how interesting was it to see both of us on the screen last week? That worked out really well. There was so much less switching screens.
Yeah, it's too bad we just don't live closer together so we could do it more
Yeah.
often.
That would be easier, much easier.
But it's a little bit of a flight to see one another.
Oh my gosh. For me, it was a long flight.
Yeah.
Along several flights.
But it's always fun to see a different part of the country, someplace I hadn't been before.
Yes, definitely. And just the different food and the different cultures. Like I've never been to that. I mean, I live in the South because I live in Tucson, which is South, but it's not the same South. You go to the restaurant and people call you ma'am. Not
And
used
you
to
get
being
fried
called
green
ma'am.
tomatoes.
Yes, we had fried green tomatoes and they were yummy. And grits. We had grits. So that was fun. Plus, of course, we sat around and did a whole heck of a lot of art together instead of just being in our own studio.
Yeah,
was a little
speaking of which,
overwhelming.
oh, I need to show you guys. I don't know if you've seen these. One of the things we were doing, and this one is one that one of the audience members, Cindy Utter, and her friend Carla had made for me. So this is a, what do they call these? Thermal mug that they had made for me and sent to me. And so we were making some of these with using a lot of different techniques. This one has a lot of glitter in that on it, and it's very beautiful, and I love it to pieces. And then Shell and I got to make our very own, but of course, I went home with shells because I love it. And it represents another part of the country, as you can tell. This is from Shell's home. And so I came home with this one, and she came home with the one that I had made. So, yeah, that was one of the things that we were doing there.
Here's the one that Peg made with alcohol inks on Yupo and then some very glittery Nautilus shell. This is a Deco Art stencil. And it's very, very glittery. And then it has that resin over the top, which, so Peg and I switched.
Because we can do that. Because we can always make our own art.
Yep.
It was really nice to have something that was individual from, you know, my artist friends. So I love that. I love having things that other people have made.
And it was interesting because everyone at the retreat made one. It was interesting to see the different styles. Like every single one of them was so different.
It was really different. And I found that fascinating that everybody had their own take on it.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a fun activity. I'm glad we could do it.
Yeah, we did a lot of fun activities. One of the other things that we do is, in case you guys haven't caught it before, is Intervals of Sanity, which is another YouTube channel that we do on Sunday night. And it's just us being crazy. It's not about art, but we do like to do a little fundraising. And so one of the things that we're doing is raising money for ovarian cancer. And so one of the things that we were doing this week was painting big girl panties to raise funds for ovarian cancer. And you'll be seeing some of that coming up too. But if you're interested in contributing to that, it is Intervals of Sanity on Facebook. And we have been collecting for the cause there. So if you know, one of the things that you can do is, you know, sometimes during the holiday season, you don't necessarily want to give gifts, but you want it to go someplace important. This is a good way to, you know, give a gift to somebody, but make it about something other than something commercial.
And you know, I attended live my first Intervals of Sanity live show on YouTube. I'm not sure why they call it Sanity.
It's Intervals of Sanity. We didn't say we were saying all the time.
Not very often is my at least not on that show. It was crazy. They were wearing furry costumes, people. By the way, for
Yeah,
those of you
and
here,
guess what? Shell was wearing a furry costume too, just in case she wanted to know that.
I wore it last night, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, it was really cold outside. And I
Well,
was outside in just regular clothes handing out candy. And I said, you know what? I should put that warm costume on.
it's a good Halloween thing, right?
Yeah, the kids liked it. Mine is a unicorn with wings.
With wings, yes.
Hmm. And there, I had saw a couple little tiny twinnies too, because they had the unicorn costumes with wings. There was two of them, two little cute little girls.
So you had a whole herd of unicorns.
Yes, there was a herd of unicorns at my house last night. And we like to sit outside in front of the house rather than getting up to answer the door continuously. We just, a
Yeah.
lot of our neighborhood does it. We just all sit outside.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. So all the neighbors were out. We were all just sitting out there having fun, looking at the kitties.
That's cool.
I was happy to see the teenagers too, because I always like it when the teenagers trick or treat. There's some that came in like group costumes. Like there was a three teenage girls dressed as the ghost from Pac-Man. They each had like a long t-shirt and leggings in different colors, and then a cap with big eyeballs on it in different colors.
Huh.
And then there was a boy teenager with them, and he was dressed as Pac-Man. So he chases the girls.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever. And there was an angel and a devil together. There was all kinds of interesting stuff. See what people are saying. Cindy says that she did some shopping at Walmart, and that's where those costumes came from.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, the Walmart. Okay, now what happened to my letters? I have letters. Okay, I'm gonna put these on first. I'm gonna put the date down here at the bottom.
Okay. Gonna heat tool.
We visited a scrapbook store while we were there, and it's called Scrapbooks by the Sea. And I got this collage brush, which is a Tim Holtz Distress product, and I'm really enjoying it. I like it. So I've been using it for stuff since I got home. Art. Journal. How much time? Let's see.
Let's see if these are getting dry or not. Some of these are pretty wet. I started, doing some backgrounds this morning, and they take a while to dry.
Yes, they do. Art journal habits. Habits. I'm using letter stickers to put this on the front. Gonna need to paint them and glue them down. I'm just wondering if I have enough time to do my page. Let's see, it's only been a half an hour. Okay, we're in good shape.
Yeah, Vicki, you can post away an Art Joy is Sharing on Instagram, on Google, on your own pages, however you want to put it out there is fine. Just use the hashtag when you post so that the people that are looking for, you know, the stuff that's going on each day can find what you're doing. Because you can search on that hashtag and find what everybody's been up to.
Yes. Somebody asked in Art Joy Sharing Facebook group this morning if this is where they were supposed to post. And I said, you can post here, you can post anywhere using the hashtag. Because those
And it was a
hashtags
lovely
are,
page. So if you guys are not part of that, you may want to go over there and check it out because, yeah, they're starting to post pages already.
yes, there was pages this morning before I even woke up. Because some people are not where I am, so. You know what I think we need? We need some copper.
Oh, copper.
You can't imagine that I would have said that, right?
Right.
I think I'm going to do copper art, and then I'm going to paint these journal, Journal, black. And then the rest of them will stay
Joe,
the
they're
color.
asking you to switch screens.
Oh, am I behind? Oh. I don't even hear your heat tool, so I don't know if you.
You don't hear my heat gun?
No, not at all.
I'm using the quiet one, not the big monster. Trying to keep it down. Trying to keep it down because, you know, I've got a lot of wet stuff and I really wanted to, because I was doing feathers, I thought I would use this piece for my feather page. And what I did was I cut out around this, and then I'm thinking about, you know, using it like a dream catcher and coming down the page this way with some feathers. But then these are the other books that I've started doing some backgrounds and painting into. And so this is what is going to go together. You know, all of these booklets are going to go together and get stitched into my cover, which I said before is just out of a, what do they call these things? Placemat. This is a placemat from the dollar store. So I need to trim it out a little bit and punch my holes. And what I'll do is I will stitch the signatures in here in my spine. So looks like I got about, where's my ruler? I've got about these booklets. You need to make enough room for them. And it looks like there's about 3/4 to an inch that I need to leave space for the spine. So this is an inch ruler. So all I need to do is find the center and fold that. Over. And create a spine. I think that's going to work okay. Yeah, that's going to work okay because I still have room to trim out this edge here. And then this comes up here. So I can see exactly where I want this to be. And yes, if I put a little bit of dimension on any of those pages, it's going to come up a little bit. So I think that 1 inch is just about right for my spine. So I'll come over here, put my ruler down, and I will just crease this back the other way. to create my spine. Nothing magic about this. And then when I bind these, I'll make a template, because if you notice, these booklets have some staples in them, and I don't want to run into the staples when I'm stitching. I've got 5 of these booklets, and there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 8 pages. Oh, there's my page for tomorrow. Whoops. There's looks like 8 pages in here, so I'll have plenty of pages to work on in here to have something for every day, and that way I won't have a wet space behind. You can see some of these pages already have been prepped and ready to go, so that I can just start working on them, and I'll probably use those on my busier days when, and that one is still wet, so I need to let that dry out. On my busier days, when I don't have time to do a lot of the background work, I'll just come in and pull one of these up and use it. Hi, Susie, how are you? So that's my plan anyway. And the one I'm working on for today is this one. So I need to set that aside to dry. These are going to be part of my book. And then what you can do is just use this and a X-Acto knife. You know, once you have all that stitched in there, just use an X-Acto knife and trim off the excess on your booklet. But this is nice because, you know, it's those things that you have on the table that you can wipe off. And, you know, if you decide you don't like the pattern on there, just sand it a little bit and put your own painting on it, because they work. Okay?
What? Barbara, I already switched the camera. She's yelling at me.
Oh, well, maybe she didn't catch it right away. It looks like Susie's in bed with the flu. Oh dear. So sorry to hear that. I hope
So
you
you
get
guys
better
are
really
not seeing
quickly.
Peg right now.
No, they're seeing you.
But you're selected. Here's me. Here's you. You're selected. You've been selected this whole time.
Okay, I'm looking at the picture on YouTube, and what they're seeing is you, and that's okay.
Well,
So
why
I don't
isn't
know.
it switching? It's stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm switching it back and forth.
I don't
We
know,
just got
Phil.
through explaining everything, and you just showed everything, and it never switched.
I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. We'll just keep going. You know, we'll post pictures
Yeah,
in the
I'm so
group,
tired of it.
guys.
Why can't things just work like they're supposed to work? You know what I'm saying?
I know. But sometimes things don't always want to cooperate.
You should fix it so that it always works the way it's supposed to work. Because it's pretty boring watching me glue letters on. That's pretty boring. I guess I'll move to working on my page. That would be more interesting.
Well, anytime you do a live, it's kind of like that because it slows down. It's not the pace of a show that we produce because we're able to edit and do all the speeding up and, voiceovers, all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I was thinking
I'm switching it back and forth. I don't know. It's just not switching.
Might change my mind about what's going on this page. We did that whole mind mapping thing,
Yeah.
and I had pulled some stuff out. Actually, Shell had, I wonder where I put those. Shell had actually cut me some really pretty feathers. I wonder what I did with them.
Oh yeah, I did cut some out for you.
Because we were sitting at the table and I was saying, feathers. And she says, oh, I can cut those. She did.
Well, I have some different feather options here. I've got these gold feathers that are a sticker. I've got some metal feathers that I received at the art retreat in my embarrassment of gifts box. So many gifts. These are made out of metal. I don't know if they're what they're. Oh, those are cool. Ooh. Look at those. There's two each of two different kinds.
Wow.
Like metal charms.
Nice.
And then I have some things that I got in Happy Mail. I've got this page that Debbie Bonner sent, and she highlighted the word fantasy and the word feather, and then she made a feather on it.
So cool.
Someone else's artwork, but I could use it on my page if I want to. And then she also sent this little envelope full of actual real life feathers.
All right.
In Happy Mail recently. So I could use real feathers.
Yes, you could.
Look at this little fluffy one.
Sweet. How sweet is that?
I wonder what would happen if I sprayed them. Do you think I could color them with spray? I didn't try that.
Probably not.
No?
Well,
they're just going to be brown.
You know what happens when you get a feather wet?
It sticks together.
Yeah. So you don't want to use a wet medium on there. I mean, if you glue it down, once you get it glued in place, you might be able to put something over the top, but I'm just thinking probably not going to work with...
I don't really have a plan.
Yeah, well, I don't really have a plan either, but I'm thinking I like this owl because he's feathered.
I think maybe I'll start with this whole page as a background, and that will cover up all this other stuff that I don't like. So you guys are still seeing me. I guess it's the Shell Show.
I like the Shell Show. It's pretty cool.
There's supposed to be two people on this show. Stupid YouTube.
Well, remember it wasn't set up right this morning. It might just be one of those things that didn't get set up. So, and you can blame that on me.
I'm not the setter-upper, so I don't know how to do it.
Maybe like I said, you can blame that on me.
It's Peg's fault that it's the Shell Show today. She didn't want to be on camera.
My hair's not done.
Her stylist forgot to show up, so she decided to just make it all about me today.
Wonder if I have think I have a brown. I know Shell.
Brown.
I know Shell is going to say something about this. A brown.
Brown. Always the brown.
What did I do with that? I had a Stabilo in a brown. But then, you know, I've been traveling, so who knows
You
where
might have
anything
taken
is.
it with you and never unpacked it. So one thing I did notice about this Happy Mail paper, these like glossy, or not Happy Mail, Unhappy Mail. The Unhappy Mail paper. If you put a heat tool on it and you hold it in one spot too long, it bubbles. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a bubble right there. Just like, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just there. So if you are doing a junk journal in this way, I would say be aware of that situation. It's like the glossy coating on the paper separated itself from, you know, when I accidentally held the heat there too long. And that's just how it works. I don't know. I didn't like it. It's just not going to go away either.
Yeah, I
What
have the same issue here when I was painting these pages and trying to heat it up a little bit with the heat tool. It wasn't working, and that's why I wanted to get a lot of that prep work out of the way. You know, if you have multiple pages that you can just put paint on and throw them aside and let them dry, air dry, it really does work better that way. But, you know, I was in a hurry this morning. I was in a hurry. So I have some bubbles, but, you know, it's a junk journal. What can I say? It's a junk journal.
Yep. And it's much better to be using that junk up in a positive way than to just worry about that, you know. It's not meant to be perfect and pristine and whatever. It's supposed to be junky.
So another one of the things that we got last week were those Pentel water brushes, and we got a Pentel pocket pen that has like India ink in it. And oh my gosh, guys, if you haven't played with these, they are wonderful. I am using one right now on my page, and you'll see the results in the group. But it's working really well for blending out my Stabilo.
Oh.
And I don't know if I will have this all the way done before the show is over, but you know, as the month progresses, as the week progresses, you'll start to see more stuff getting posted.
If you guys haven't yet, you should probably think about getting a pair of scissors that has Teflon coating. Just saying.
So tell them why they should get scissors with Teflon coating.
Because I'm constantly cutting through wet stuff when I'm collaging, and this cleans up really easy and doesn't get sticky. It's a very handy little thing to have, for sure.
For sure.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
So if you guys want to jump start on tomorrow's, I don't know if you guys are working along. Today the page is feathers. Tomorrow the word is voyage. So, you guys can, if you get something done on one, you can move ahead to the next one.
Yep.
I think I'm going to glue my little owl down because he is a feathered friend.
Feathered friend, yes.
Oh, they're calling you an enabler.
Me?
Yeah.
Never.
Because that's usually my role, telling people, oh, buy this, buy that, because it works really good. And yeah, Shell's guilty.
I didn't do it. It was Peg. It was all Peg all the time. Okay, so now I have Debbie's artwork glued onto my page. And I'm going to have to find some other feathers. So I'm going to try what you said. I'm going to, what did I do with that little package? Where did they go? Oh, here it is. I'm going to try putting some of these on. And I think I'm also going to try cutting out a couple feathers from some other paper. Maybe this one. Some more bigger feathers.
Oh, Ela, I'm impressed. She says her page for tomorrow is already done.
Nice. So is mine, but it had to be.
Yeah.
Did you find the feathers I cut you? No?
I did, but they weren't working with what I had here. So I opted for the owl instead.
Owl is a good choice.
Because he's my feathered friend. And let's see, I want something here. How about a brown?
No, not the brown.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
if it's a feathered friend, it probably has to be brown. Somebody's talking on my answering machine right now, telling me who to vote for. I already voted.
That's
already
why
voted.
I do not have a home phone. Do not call me. I do not want to talk to you.
They're calling, they're texting, they're yeah, but I do the mail-in ballot. And I already did it. So I've already voted. So no matter what you're saying, Mr. Whoever you are, I'm not voting unless I already did. I can't hear who it is. It's too far away. But.
That's a Tim Holtz brush, Vicki.
Yeah, distress. I got it at the scrapbook store. You can also get it on Amazon because I looked it up for links on my channel already. And it was cheaper on Amazon. Sorry, Scrapbooks by the Sea.
Well, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Kind of the way it works. I think I'm going to need a red one. That's why all the stores are going out of business, because everything's cheaper on Amazon. Which is kind of sad. Your owl is cute. I wished everyone could see him.
He is kind of cute.
Very cute.
I'm thinking I might get those feathers out after all. Because I got this other page over here.
Yeah, I made my book small and I'm only doing, that's another thing, just kind of a little tip. If you don't think you're going to have a whole lot of time to make pages, it's a good idea to make your pages small. And I would like actually to show you a couple other books I have here. These two were made by Vicki, I believe. And this one is a junk journal that just has just regular, just random stuff. There's a bag. There's, you know, just little, like, there's even, I think, a piece of doily or something in here somewhere. There's a piece of doily. This is just sewn into a cardboard backing. And it's a cute little, I mean, you could easily do a 15-minute page in this. Easily. And then this is the other one that I received from her. And this one is her gel prints. And she did the binding on the back with white duct tape. And it's also sewn, I believe. And this is a little bit bigger, but easily, again, a quick size. You know, I almost thought about using this one, but there wasn't enough pages for the whole month. Because I really liked it. I thought it was great. So good job. And those were gifts. Those were more of that embarrassment of gifts.
And how fun was that?
Is anybody asking any questions or anything? No, I don't know.
Vicki says she has those scissors and that brush. She uses hers for glue.
Smart.
Cindy's watching Intervals of Sanity on YouTube. Oh my goodness. She must have needed a laugh today. We were kind of wild and crazy.
That's probably more interesting than watching me cut and glue feathers. Watch the crazy. I think maybe I need a yellow one. Do you think? I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it. Haha, get it? Winging it?
Ah, ha, 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 ha. You cracked a funny.
Yeah, I'm so hilarious some days. I think I'll put one of these real feathers on here.
Let's see if I can get
Hopefully it'll work.
Work here.
And maybe I can color it once it's glued down, like you said. Oh, it's starting to separate. I think I need a couple more.
Just a couple more.
They're pretty cool. I don't know what bird they came from. She probably picked them up off the ground. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
I think she lives near a beach in Florida. So there's probably some nice feathers just being randomly dropped by some courteous birds who wanted to share their feathers.
Oops.
I think I kind of need something up this way though. I don't know. Do I? Maybe one more cutout feather. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's an even number. Never have an even number. That's evil.
Oh no, not that. Not the even number. Let's see. I spruce I'm gonna do a little Distress Oxide on the opposite page.
Oh,
And where's my spritz bottle? I got a spritz bottle, yeah.
how about that? Let's see. I wish that I hadn't glued that one yet. Let's see if I can get it. Ha! Uh-oh, we got quiet. Too bad Vicky's not here to make some random joke. But she's not funny, just so everyone knows. She's not funny.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm just trying to clean up my mess here. I have wet stuff.
Oh, don't be silly. Never clean up messes. I've just gotten little pieces of paper stuck in my paper. So I have an uh-oh also. Cutting paper over the top of paper that's wet and gluey. Not a good idea. I don't think that watching art journaling in real time is as much fun as doing it live, not live, like watching it recorded. This cannot be as interesting.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people work along where we're doing these things. Because, you know, it's a slower pace. And, you know,
Yeah.
for some, it really is a good pace because they haven't done these things before and they really want to see, you know, what the process is and how to go about it and, you know, what we run into as we're doing it. So, you know, it's not a loss to do it this way. For those that are a little more experienced, you know, maybe it is a slow pace, but, you know, some days I kind of like slow pace. Some days I just want to chill and jet down. And, you know, I was watching, what was I watching last night? I was watching Aunt Beck last night. And it was just kind of nice to, you know, sit mindlessly in a chair and watch what she was doing. Because, yeah, I wasn't in the mood to be doing much myself. So anyway.
I'm trying to figure out. No, it doesn't do anything. I don't know what I did wrong. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry you can't see Peg. She's doing stuff. I promise she is.
I am. Here, I'll just hand it to you, Sean. You can show them.
Yeah, if only that would work. I'm going to mute for a second so you keep talking, okay?
Okay.
I got to dry this so that I can move on.
Yeah.
Where's
No,
the mute button?
I am just playing with color right now. I've got my Distress Oxides out and just getting, you know, I have a page that's opposite of my owl page. I know you can't see it, but I will be posting pictures. And I'm getting some of that Distress Oxide down for my background because I want to use those beautiful feathers that Shell cut for me because they're special like that. And I really want to get some green on here, but I think this is going to be a little bit bright. We'll give it a try. Part of the problem with the Distress Oxides is getting the color where you want it to be. So I am just going to add a little bit of these green tones in here. And because, you know, when it oxidizes, the color changes. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to figure out what you're going to end up with for a finished color. But I also find that interesting. Like one of the colors for this month's Pick a Stick Challenge was seafoam. And I found out that the ice spruce makes a great seafoam. Just saying, if you're looking for a color, makes a great color. So I'm going to incorporate a little bit of that into my background. And then I also want a little bit of blue. So I'll get some faded jeans and use that also. So what are you doing now, Shell?
I'm gonna make a ribbon to tie these feathers together at the bottom, kind of like it's a little feather bouquet.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not sure if I like yellow. Maybe it should be a brighter color. I think it should be like red or something. Get a different color.
Maybe you can use both.
Well, maybe. I just have to figure out what I've got here. This is an interesting pack. Maybe I can use one of these. Ooh.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah.
It's going to be bulky, but it is the first page, and I do have a very loose binding, so I don't think I would do this if I was using a book that already was bound, so everything is so tight together. But something like that, maybe. Okay, I can do that.
Alrighty.
I wish I had some hot glue.
Uh-oh. Did you ever
I
get your
still haven't solved my hot glue problem.
You have not? Oh.
No, I still haven't.
Well, I
Every
was
time I
gonna
go to the
send
Walmart,
you
I
a
forget.
package, but I'm going to wait for a little bit.
I was at the Walmart yesterday buying candy because I thought we were going out, and so I didn't buy candy. And then we ended up not going, so then I was one of those last minute candy buyers.
Ah.
They already had the Christmas stuff out.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm not.
This is a crazy year. I mean, they're starting Black Friday stuff already. It's like, really? We haven't even gotten into November yet. Well, we are in November now, but I mean, I was seeing this last week.
And I went into the aisle, that's a seasonal aisle or whatever they call it, to
Mm-hmm.
buy Halloween candy, and all the candy was in Christmas wrap.
Wow.
So then I was like, well, that's not cool. So I ended
Not
up just
really.
buying like the regular Hershey's multi-bag things or whatever
Yeah.
in the regular candy aisle. So
Yeah.
I thought they had lost their mind. I'm
Well,
pretty sure they.
because, okay, here's the deal. I was talking to somebody. I stopped off at my little local craft reuse store yesterday because I'd gone in to do training for the elections because I always work the elections. And she was telling me that here in town, just about everybody had already done all of their trick or treating. And I said, wait a minute, it's not even Halloween yet. She said, yeah, but so and so had already had their parade, and somebody else had already done this. And I said, okay, so Halloween isn't Halloween anymore. They do it on whatever day.
So that they can do it on the weekend. Maybe that's what the deal is.
I don't know. I suppose maybe
Like
they get
instead of
more
having it on a
participation
weekend.
from parents than I just don't get it. So I was really surprised to hear that Halloween was over.
And you didn't even know.
Nope, I didn't even know. Oh, Vicky says when she got home last night, it was dark and the neighbor had red Christmas lights on her shrubs out front.
Really?
Too soon, too soon. Let's at least get through Thanksgiving, folks.
We usually put up our Christmas lights on Thanksgiving weekend just so that we can, have like after Thanksgiving, but on the weekend of it.
Well,
So we can have
I
them up
might hang them,
for
but
a
I don't
long
turn them
time.
on,
But not on
right?
Halloween. I mean, come on.
That's nuts.
It's nuts. So I'm going to do the edging with a black ink pad here. Try not to get it on my ribbon. I did a pretty poor job of trimming too.
Trying to find my Posca. It went missing. It's probably still in my pack. Oh, let me look in my pack. I think I took it with me.
I didn't do it. I'm just saying.
Ha,
It wasn't me.
ha, ha.
Okay, then I need to do some shadows. I think I'm going to try that pocket pen that we got from Pentel.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this. I'm going to use a water brush and the pocket pen together and see how that works.
Well, it's
Have enough
permanent.
time.
So unless you're getting it when it's wet.
It works.
Does it? Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
it works. You can just brush on your pocket pen and then blend it with the water brush.
Multi-purpose. I like that.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Because I like my shading.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of a shading geek.
Well, shading's kind of important.
I'm a little bit obsessive about it. I thought this would work. I thought it would. And it does.
That's good to know. I like that it dries permanent.
Yes. India ink is just some nice stuff.
Yeah, I've used it, when I've done some of those drawings where you drop it into the water.
Uh-huh.
And that's fun too. If you guys have ever done where you use it more like a watercolor and it just follows the water. Yeah, well, Vicky, I understand putting it up Thanksgiving weekend. That makes sense. But not now. Too soon.
Too soon.
Just
At least let the kids have their fun first.
doesn't seem right to me.
I think I remember one year, this just seems to be coming to me randomly, that I lived in a small town in Kansas, and the mayor or whatever of the town did change Halloween
Yeah.
to the weekend.
Huh.
They said that all trick-or-treating was going to be on the weekend. I kind of remember that. The kids were really tiny. I don't know. And it was cold. That I had to make them costumes that were like super warm. I remember my oldest son was a lion, and I made a full body lion costume.
Cute.
He was cute. I still have the costume, but it doesn't fit him anymore.
My grandson went as the MGM lion one year because he was fascinated with logos.
Uh-huh.
So he was the MGM lion. It's funny the things the kids come up with.
Yeah, there was a lot of real standard costumes, but there was a whole group of people that had really interesting costumes last night. That, there was some wood elves, and they were all in these like camouflage uh, capes with elf prosthetic elf ears and stuff, things like that. And it's cute when the parents dress up too. In our neighborhood, that happens quite a bit.
So
if the parents dress up, I give them candy too. I think they deserve it.
I hope everybody understands that my first day is not going to have a video. Because I am not videotaping any of this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, it's just, I should have had it done. But
I don't know what I did wrong. I need to learn what I even did wrong, because, I don't know. I need to learn how to do it.
saying, people, it's not going to be there. Because I'm not going to do this twice.
No. That makes no sense. And I'm sorry you had to watch the Shell Show.
Oh, it's all right. I like the Shell Show.
This Pentel pocket pen, if you guys are going to be inspired to buy something, I recommend it.
And the Aquash Pentel brush, if you're out there looking for a good water brush.
Yeah, this is a nice water brush. And it came in a pack of 3, so there's 3 different sized brushes. It's working great for this shadowing.
Cool.
And I know that it dries permanent, so I don't have to worry. Now we need highlights.
Yes.
Guess what's coming out? You would never guess.
Tell me, do.
Like Posca pen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
You can do the same thing with it. You can draw it on and then blend it with the aquash brush to get your real strong highlight.
The pen is a Pentel brush pen.
Pocket. It had the word pocket in it. Pentel Pocket brush pen. It comes with 2 cartridges to fill it, so that you can, if your first one runs out, you can put the second one in.
And I imagine you could get refills.
Probably, and if not, the pen's probably not that expensive, so you could probably just get a new one. I think we might have looked that up actually when we were there, and it seemed like there was not refills or something. But I might have just been hallucinating. It was a long week. I'm going to need to do something about some color on these natural feathers. Brown's just not cutting it. Sorry, UPS. Your color's ugly. Maybe the men in brown are not ugly, but the color, on the other hand.
So I found a stamp which I'm going to put on the page with Shell's Lovely Feather Creations, and it says, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without words that never stops at all," from Emily Dickinson.
That's beautiful. So I'm coloring the natural feathers with Posca pen. That seems to work pretty well. Get rid of this darker one in here.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun jelly printing.
Yes.
One of our favorite things to do.
Yes, I love jelly printing.
We had wonderful stencils from Deco Art and Stencil Girl and Gina B. Aarons and
Cindy Utter.
Jeff Utter.
Jeff Utter, yes. Jeff is a very good designer.
Yeah.
I was actually going to use one of those today because I was thinking I would make a mandala with feathers hanging from it.
Uh-huh.
But I've already seen one in the group this morning. I believe Thea or Ela already made one, and then you said you were going to make one. I'm like, well, I guess I won't do that. But I was going to use the.
I just had this paper, and it's just said, use me. So I did, because I wanted to cut the edge of my page. I thought that would be fun to cut the edge of my page.
Yes. I just figured I better not join in the sameness. Better make something different. But I don't really know what this is. A feather bouquet? Something? I don't know.
Okay, Vicki says she posted her feather picture for today. I'm going to have to go look.
Awesome. Come on, white pen. Don't give me a heart attack. Need to work. Don't act like you're broken already. Okay. I don't know. What do you think? Should I write feathers up here?
Well, I will take a picture of this so that we can at least put it in the thumbnail. And put it in the group.
Okay. And probably Instagram. You should put it on Insta.
They're saying cute, Shell.
Thank you.
Looks fabulous. It's lovely.
Lover.
Loverly.
Okay. That's page number 1.
Very cool.
And I guess you can't show what you have, so.
Nope.
We got 3 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions before we go? I hope everybody's working on their feather page and they're going to post it. If you're participating this year, post it anywhere on social media using the hashtag. And of course, if you're in the Facebook group, that's a great place for all of us to collect together and post our pages. So, Art Joy is sharing Facebook group.
So I look forward to seeing lots of pages. We'll be back again next week with another page. And we'll get it fixed or figured out by then, I hope, and be able to share.
Yeah. She's going to go set up the events in advance like we normally do. And then I will get my sticky fingers into it and try to set up an event and not do it right.
It's okay. We had a show, and I think people enjoyed it, so don't stress the small stuff. So I'm looking at.
Thank you, everyone, for saying that it's pretty.
I'm looking at Vicki's page here, which was inspired by Shell, and it is beautiful.
I'll have to go take a look after I make the thumb and everything.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. We appreciate you. I look forward to seeing what you make, and see you again next time.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.